Two of hearts.
Okay, this is not a bad card for Berggren. Doesn't pair him, but it gives him a straight draw. He can now catch a 3 or a 4 to win this pot.
King, queen, jack.
Will Sol Berggren survive?
6-2.
Berggren out here on vacation, played this tournament on a whim, and is just one card away from possibly being eliminated.
And we go to the river as Sol Berggren watches on. And the river is a queen of diamonds, and Sol Berggren is eliminated in 4th place.
Well, he felt a 3 coming, but it wasn't to be. Played an aggressive brand of poker that I liked. I thought he did well. Got short chipped late and had to gamble.
Sol will walk away with $230,000 to put towards his travel in Australia. Vincent, who is a professional online player, has had no trouble adjusting to playing live poker. In addition to the 1 million Aussie dollars, the winner of this grand final will receive this coveted trophy. Action is on the online pro, Jeremiah Vincent. He folds Jack 6 of clubs. Round to Leahy. Picks up 7-9 offsuit.
Well, and he decides to just limp in here, just calling the big blind, hoping to play a small pot.
Grant Levy with 6-4 offsuit in the big blind.
Well, that's a garbage hand, and he's not going to want to raise there. Just hope to get lucky and catch lightning in a bottle with a big flop.
And here is the flop. It is a king 7 deuce flop.
Well, that's a good flop for Leahy. He's got middle pair of 7s, and Levy with nothing on the board, but they both check it.
They both check, so we go to the turn, and it is a queen of diamonds.
Well, that card doesn't improve Levy's hand, so as you can see, Leahy with the check mark. Leahy cannot lose this pot unless he folds. Looks like he wants to bet here.
And he does indeed, makes it $150,000.
At this point, trying to protect his pair of 7s, he feels like he has the best hand, but check this out. Grant Levy with the raise.
Oh, nothing amazes me about this man. He raises to $450,000.
So as you can see, Levy is drawing completely dead here. There is no way he can win this pot unless, of course, he can make the big bluff and force Leahy to fold his hand. And Leahy has to ask himself, well, he probably has queens up, maybe he has a king. I've just got 7s. Can I really make this call?
And he lets it go, so Grant Levy will take another pot on a bluff.
I'm really impressed so far with Grant Levy's play. He's been bullying players, even with a hand he couldn't possibly win with. He seems to find a way to get the chips.
Grant Levy is the chip leader with over 5 million in chips now. Fellow Australian Leahy is the short stack.
Tough road for him. He started out the final table as the chip leader.
And Jeremiah Vincent in 2nd place, but he will be first to act. Picks up Ace-7 offsuit.
275.
Well, you would expect a raise here, and that's exactly what he's doing.
And he makes it $275,000.
With the blinds at 50 and 100,000, that's a little less than 3 times the blind. Pretty standard size raise at this point of a tournament.
And Leahy calls out of the small blind with pocket 5s.
With these kind of hands, small pairs, you really just want to flop a set. Otherwise, they're very difficult to play.
And Grant Levy picks up 8 deuce of hearts.
Clearly the worst of the 3 hands. It is suited, which helps just a little bit, but 8 deuce, meh, that's a little bit of a stretch, even for an Aussie.
Well, he's going to try anyway, and Grant Levy makes the call.
Well, he shows once again the Aussies are fearless. He's playing so well after the flop that Levy feels like, you know what, I'll just bluff these guys.
And the flop is ace, king, queen, 2 hearts.
Well, that's an interesting flop. Leahy with the 2 5s misses completely. Levy with a flush draw, and Vincent, the pre-flop raiser, has flopped a pair of aces.
And Leahy checks it over to Grant Levy, who also checks.
So Vincent on the button with his ace. He's also checking. Interesting. Worried a little bit about that flop.
So we go to the turn, an 8 of spades now.
Well, that card is going to pair Levy. He now has a pair of 8s to go along with his flush draw. Leahy still with his 2 5s. Not looking too interested in this hand. He checks.
Over to Grant Levy. And he checks also.
Well, Levy's been bluffing a lot, but decides not to. In this case, he does have the 8s and the draw, so he's going to check it over to Vincent, who decides time to bet now.
He makes it $350,000 with his pair of aces.
You see Leahy fold there. With players checking to him in this situation, the ace must be good. Question is, will Levy go for his patented check raise bluff on the turn? He's been bluffing a lot at this final table. And this time he has a little bit of a hand as well.
And it looks like he's just going to make the call.
Well, I think he's a little bit worried this time. Just wants to play it slow, try to catch a heart or maybe two pair. Vincent hoping to keep the pot small, it seems.
The pot building now over 1.5 million, and the river is a queen of spades.
Well, Vincent with the check mark. He's got aces and queens with a king, which beats Levy's eights and queens. Now the question is Levy going to fire off another bluff?
Check.
No, he checks. And so does Vincent. So Jeremiah Vincent will pick up the pot with his pair of aces.
Well, Vincent was happy with just winning the pot there.
I thought of that very hard.
It seems as though Grant Levy has moved all in almost every hand he's played, but not that time.
Well, it seems like he's changing gears a little bit. To be a successful poker player, you have to have many gears. You can't just be a bull and bluff all the time. 3
players remain in the first major poker tournament Sydney has ever seen, and 2 locals are trying to become the first Aussie to win $1 million on home soil. Blinds are at 60,000, 120,000 now. Action is on Grant Levy with King-9 of spades.
Well, before you can crown one of these Aussies champion, they'll have to worry about, of course, Jeremiah Vincent, who's been playing very well.
And Levy raises to 375,000. Action is on Vincent with pocket jacks.
There you see now he's got a
$1 million,
very strong hand.
75. Is that all?
Wow. Is that all? It's just 1,375,000.
That's the raise.
Rather large raise. Trying to protect his pair of jacks.
And action on Leahy with pocket 9s.
Wow. With just 3 players left in the tournament, a pair of 9s looks so powerful. Very well could be the best hand.
And he moves all in.
Wow. Clearly, Levy has to get out of the way. And he does.
I got jacks.
So both players roll over their cards. And Leahy will see that he is a huge underdog here.
Well, he's actually a bigger underdog than he normally would be with a smaller pair. But because we know that Levy had a 9 in his hand, you can see the percentages. He's just 12% to win this pot. Normally, he'd be right around 20.
And the flop is Queen 8-5.
All right, so Leahy now needs some runner cards. He's got the 9 of hearts. There's 2 on board. He would need 2 hearts. Or he can catch running straight cards. Of course, that 1-9 that's left in the deck would do it for him as well.
Leahy, the chip leader, coming into the final table. The turn is the 3 of spades, and his tournament life is right on the line now.
Well, now it just comes down to 1 card and 1 card only. Of course, Grant Levy folded the 9 of spades, so it's got to be the 9 of diamonds.
And the river is an 8 of clubs, and Leahy is eliminated in 3rd place.
3rd place, not bad, of course. Leahy had higher expectations wanting to win this event.
Anyone's ball game. Anyone's game.
This is going to be a terrific heads-up. I expect some real fireworks.
The crowd is excited as Team Levy celebrates what is already a big payday. Jeremiah Vincent prepares for battle as Grant Levy and his wife still dream of the ultimate prize.
Welcome back to Sydney and the PokerStars.net Asia Pacific Poker Tour.